Hello, I'm Dr. Bob Zybach. I'm here with my associate, McKenzie Peters. We've got videotapes of all the Labor Day fires in Western Oregon this year. You see us through the wonder of Zoom in front of Wolf Rock at the headwaters of Blue River. Parts of our bodies and ourselves might start disappearing occasionally because of Zoom. The videos we took, though, are from the highway, the perspective that most people have. Going down the highway, looking at our forest, local people see what they perceive as forest management or wildfire, or the effects, the aesthetics, wildlife habitat. So we are presenting and documenting the viewpoint that most people have, but within a few days after the fires ended. The first few days after the highways first opened to travel is what we're videotaping. In the background, you'll hear music by Russ Sapp and Gary Banowitz and their group Swamp-Grass. Russ is a board director of Oregon Websites and Watersheds, and we are pleased to use his music. McKenzie, would you like to talk about the videotaping process?
I used an iPhone 11 to record the video by shooting out of the passenger side window as we drove down the highway. In addition to passing trees and landmarks and homes, I also tried to capture the distant hills where the effects of the fire could be seen. Some difficulties included the winding roads and the deep canyons, and the direct bright sun and deep shadows. They sometimes affected the video quality, but overall, I think we got 80 to 90% of good video. Another problem was noise. By holding the iPhone out of the window, we picked up all of the road noise and the wind rather than any descriptions or conversations that were taking place. So in the coming videos, I will be announcing the mileposts and the landmarks.
Okay, here's a map of the fires of Western Oregon this year. This was done by Teresa Alcock of Oregon Department of Forestry. And we can see the fires beginning with the Riverside fire up to the north. The Lion's Head fire coming out of the Warm Springs Reservation. The Beachy Creek fire, Santiam Canyon fire. Today we will be looking at the Holiday Farm fire, the McKenzie River fire. We've also got videotape of the South Oban chain, the Almeida Drive fire, and the South Oban chain, Archie Creek, excuse me, South Oban chain. One thing you'll notice is most of these fires, we have land ownership. Dark green is wilderness, light green is Forest Service, brown checkerboard is BLM. Almost all of these fires involve BLM property, wilderness, or Forest Service land, except the fire we're going to be looking at today, the Holiday Farm fire, is, you'll see all the white area in there, is predominantly privately owned, and that makes it very unusual that a lot of industrial forest land is involved. Here's a 1929 road map, and this is the route we'll be taking in 2020. Deerhorn, Finrock, and Rainbow are not on this map, but we do have Eugene, Springfield, Leaburg, Vida, Blue River are all on the map. Also Nimrod. Here is a USGS quadrangle map. This is 1951. Again, we look at the main locations we'll be traveling today. The video for this video covers the Holiday Farm fire from Deerhorn to Vida, and then back most of the way. So here's the hatch lines are the people that were forced to evacuate their lands because of threats of the fire. Again, we've got the landmarks in here, the route we took. We'll be looking at those on the video, but today we will only be going to Vida and back. Or I shouldn't say today, I should say this first video. And finally, to get an idea of how severe this fire is, or was, the area outlined in red was what burnt in the first day, from Rainbow to Leaburg. That whole area, 105,000 acres, burnt in 24 hours. Here's the delineations of the time from 7 o'clock in the morning that evening on September 8th to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, to 5:30 in the evening until 9:30 at night. That's why people were evacuating. It was a firebomb, and today we're going to be going from Deerhorn, or I should say this first video, to Vida and back. The second video will go from Vida to Fen Rock and back. Third video will go from Fen Rock to Blue River and back. And the fourth video in this series will go from Blue River to the starting point of the fire at Rainbow. And with that, we will start the video.
Entering Deerhorn.
Off to the right and on the distant hills, we can see the southeastern extent of the McKenzie River Labor Day fires.
In an old black and white picture from 1966, my grandpa with a big old buck and a brother that I miss. Well, those memories, they won't fade away. Back when
Milepost 17.
like the water does on Crooked Creek underneath Lake Lyons Bridge.
Milepost 19.
From my youth that I recall, fishing with a treble hook,
Holden Creek Lane.
salmon in the fall. Smokehouse on the riverbank, my grandpa standing there. Well, he smiled at me no matter what. He'd run his fingers through his hair. So make the effort, take the time, 'cause boy, she goes by fast. Take some pictures, make some memories that last. I tell the ones you love that you love them.
Entering Leaburg.
All that you can say. Well, thank God for giving you the gifts that you receive each day. On Friday nights we load up the station wagon car and travel all around the state to watch my favorite shooting stars. Win or lose, the conversation always was the same. We wore the tires right off of that Rambler, reliving every game. Make the effort, take the time, 'cause boy, she goes by fast. Take some pictures, make some memories that last. Tell the ones you love that you love them. It's all that you can say. Well, thank God for giving you the gifts that you receive each day.
Milepost 21.
She was a 1949. Every grandson that he had would take his turn to drive. That's been over 50 years ago. Yeah, that's quite a while. With grandkids of my own now, well, I know what made him smile. So make the effort, take the time.
Greenwood Drive.
Take some pictures, make some memories that last. Well, tell the ones you love that you love them. It's all that you can say. Well, thank God for giving you the gift that you receive each day. Make the effort, take the time, 'cause boy, she goes by fast. Take some pictures, make some memories at last, and tell the ones you love that you love them. It's all that you can say, and thank God for giving you the gift.
Milepost 22. McKenzie Fish Hatchery.
Boys in the hills, Hank's old whippoorwill, that old Gibson, I think about it still.
Greenwood Drive.
Little Riding Hood, sure looking good.
Leaburg Canal.
Doing what he could. The memories we keep, an orange four-wheel Jeep, turned down straw hat, and no hill too steep. Then off to the big sky, some folks asking why. You live forever,
Milepost 23.
never die. Riding on the range, playing at the Grange. Charlotte Johnson, some things never change. A prairie mountain home, time for heading home. A hillside meadow, and never more to roam. Boys in the hills, Hank's old whippoorwill, that old Gibson, I think about it still.
Leaburg Power Plant. Leaburg Dam. Leaburg Dam.
I took the phone call that said you were gone, off to a better place, your time to move along. And while I know that is true, I'm reminiscing on you and the memories that help me move on. One night old Joe said, would you play Charlotte Johnson?
Finn Creek.
I think old Joe might have had one or two. And you said, boys, I ain't lying.
Milepost 25.
Go to flying, play Charlotte Johnson, it'd be best for you. Now one thing's for certain, these old memories are hurting, but the memories, they help me move on. song all about Prairie Mountain, a place where the coyotes
Goodpasture Bridge.
You knew all along, that's why you gave us the song. Prairie Mountain was calling you home. And one thing's for certain, these old memories are hurting, but the memories help me move on.
Indian Creek.
I think you knew all along, that's why you gave us the song. Prairie Mountain is calling you home.
Entering Vida from the west.
Brought up in the country, we grew up out in the woods. Now those early days and childhood ways told of times and places good. All the sunlight on that mountain, Lobster Valley far below. We lived happily ever after
Gate Creek.
long time ago. Now school days came and school days went.
Entering Vida from the east.
And as boys we played on music, we grew up on country.
Gate Creek.
And as time passed by, no one asked why. We were brothers and friends, it showed. Happily ever after a long
Vida Café.
ago. We lived happily ever after a long, long time ago. I moved off to Texas. He wrote letters from back home. The old notes I read tell a brother's need, for friendship time had grown. And a lifetime of together couldn't be bought for all the gold. We were happily ever after a long, long time ago. We lived happily ever after a long, long time ago. Happily ever after, till the both of us grew old. Yet I said a prayer in that November air as I stood out in the cold. Still I go right on believing in the story I just told. We were happily ever after a long, long time ago. Happily ever after a long, long time ago. A hot wind blew in late September when I got your call. I caught a glimpse of something that I missed on that hot day in the fall. You'd call from Arizona,
McKenzie Bible Fellowship.
and in the mountains you call home. Said you were fine, You wonder from time to time how I'm a doing here alone. Your dad left us in November, been 20 years ago.
Finn Creek.
Well, he'd be proud if he could see you now in your desert mountain home. He always longed to be a cowboy. He liked to ride in on the range.
Ike's Pizza.
He loved wide open spaces, the desert and the sea.
Old McKenzie Hatchery.
Sing songs by the campfire. Well, the stars lit up the night. Friends gathered round till the fire died down, drinking beer and telling lies. He always longed to be a cowboy. He liked to riding on the range.
Milepost 24.
He loved wide open spaces, the desert and the sage. Well, there was something in that phone call, maybe that hot September wind. Well, someone's up there watching over us, lets us relive old times again. He always longed to be a cowboy. He liked riding on the range. He loved wide open spaces, the desert and the sage.